let's talk about cross-text connection questions. In these questions, you're going to be given two passages side by side. So it'll be passage 1 right here and passage 2 right there. And then you'll have a question that's related in some way to both passages. Now, both passages will be talking about the same general topic. So it's really important to identify what that topic is. Are we talking about a particle physics experiment? Or maybe like a Renaissance poet that you've never heard of? Or the parliamentary procedure in Scandinavian democracies. I mean, there are some really, really interesting passages that you'll come across. But identifying what is that common thread? What are both passages talking about? Now, here's a little bit of a cheat code. Usually, not always, but almost always, the passages tend to disagree with each other in some way, because it would be pretty boring to have two passages that just are saying the same thing. They're going to be saying something different, and usually they're disagreeing. They may not be disagreeing 100%. They may be quibbling about one point or another, but look for where they disagree. So the common stems that you'll see for this type of question, based on the text, how would the author of text 1 most likely respond to the author of text 2? So you're gonna have to interact a little bit with these passages. Let's take a look. All right, let's give this a shot. Pause the video, read both passages, and answer this question. As I said in the explanation, both passages are going to be dealing with the same topic, but they're probably going to disagree about that topic. So is that the case here? Well, yeah, it is. They both have something to say about this Quipu system, right? But if I had to summarize it, text 1 is basically saying this system is a form of coding. Right? It's very mathematical. Whereas text 2 is saying, well, no, it's not just coding. There's a lot of artistry involved. There's art to it. So clearly there is a disagreement here. Let's look at the answer options. Actually, let's look at the question first. Based on the text, how would the author of text 2 most likely characterize Perez's theory as described in text 1? Well, what is Perez's theory? Her theory is that it's a form of coding, right? So certainly not agreeing with it. I can almost certainly take this out, agreeing just on that word alone. Agreeing with the characterization as a form of coding, no. That is going against what we're saying. Arguing, I like that verb. I'm looking at the verbs first here. Questioning, maybe. Warning. Okay, so I'm down to these three. Let's zoom in a little more. Arguing that the theory disregards the work of most respected scholars in the field. Well, the issue that text 2 has with text 1, or with Dr. Perez over here, is not that she's ignoring the respected scholars in the field. It's that she's ignoring the artistry, right? Nothing here says that the respected scholars in the field acknowledge the art. In fact, it says many previous scholars, the system was richer than many of them led us to believe. So if anything, text 2 is disagreeing with other scholars in the field, including Dr. Perez. So that's out. By questioning some of the theory's minor details, but accepting its overall validity. Well, no, it doesn't accept the overall validity that it's just a coding system, right? It's not just a proto spreadsheet or an abacus. Abaci is the plural of abacus. It's something more, right? So that's out. And I'm left with answer option D. By warning that the theory is myopic, maybe that's a word you don't know, that's okay, in its conclusions. It's the only one left here. Myopic means too narrowly focused. And that's the problem with text 1, according to text 2, or that's the problem with Dr. Perez, according to text 2. So the correct answer here is D.